Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. All right, we're back at it again here in Houston still for the time being. And there was another vinyl shop that I was recommended we should check this out. So we came up here, let's see how it is. Welcome to Record-ology. This one is Music Town, compact discs, records since 1979. Let's go check it out. Okay, so the first thing is I love the moment when you first walk through the doors of a vinyl shop. This is an absolute blast. Also, I would encourage you as we take a look here, and you'll soon see why, that size doesn't necessarily mean limited selection or availability, because this shop had everything. And in speaking with the very friendly staff, I said, what sets you guys apart from the competition? Because there are a handful of good, competitive vinyl and music stores here in the Houston area. So what sets you guys apart? And he said, I would say that knowledge of music and knowledge of inventory. And I think that is a very good answer, because just like when we were at Volume the other day, their key to success, I think, was friendliness, good atmosphere, and remember how organized they were? This place, their claim to fame, I think, at least if I was in charge, I would say that their key value add in the market has got to be, like he said, that knowledge of the music, because I hit him with probably 3 or 4 fairly random titles and artists, and he instantly knew, yes, we have about 3 or 4 CDs, we have of that artist, we have about 5 or 6 albums, and here they are, and knew exactly where everything was and pointed me in the right direction, which is really, really cool. I didn't realize right off the bat that this store separates their new records and CDs from their used. So a couple of times I found myself thinking I was looking at the entire inventory and then realizing, oh yeah, they also have used or they also have new, which is in a different part of the store. That can make it a little tricky if you don't realize that right off the bat. That being said, with an intimate setting like this and the friendly help, it's not hard to find what you're looking for. So I'm sure that you've already noticed that there was some fantastic titles, some stuff that really surprised me. I have a pretty dang good haul to share with you at the end of this video. And there was a lot more to explore as well. Everything was organized. Everything was alphabetized and laid out very nicely, which, as you know, I really, really like that. And I enjoy the opportunity to check out some of their specialty bins. As you'll see in a little bit here, they have a bin of what they consider high-end vinyl or rarer vinyl. So these are used records that you're going to be paying, $59, $69, $79 for, but they're worth it because they are, they're unique or they're rare or they're early pressings or whatever. There's something special about it. Again, to even know that you have something in that category speaks volumes about the knowledge of the owners. And I keep going back to the knowledge of, the workers there, but it's such a big deal to me because usually if you say, hey, do you have any XYZ artists, they say, well, if we do, it would be over there. And that's the extent of their knowledge. But this place, it's like, do you have any XYZ artists? And it's like, yes, I have 2 copies of the so-and-so album, and there they are. Check this out. Some of their rare stuff. They have some misprints. They have some Beatles alternate label stuff. They had a Eric Clapton misprint picture disc, which was really neat, and they were pretty proud of. Some really cool stuff with some interesting history. Again, they know all the history of every item that's on display there, as well as what's for sale. And I just wanted to share some of the records here. I just want to flip through a couple different bins. And again, I'm always interested in what you guys would have grabbed. I'm always fascinated because you guys will be like, oh, you should have grabbed that Frank Zappa or that Byrds album or whatever, or I would have totally grabbed that. And that's fascinating stuff to me because I'm still in a discovery mode. I want to go back and learn more about a lot of this music, some stuff I'm not familiar with. And I've learned so many things from you guys and learned to appreciate so much more music than I originally did. So it's a constant evolution, a constant process there. Sometimes when I'm watching back this footage of crate digging, I will see that I missed something that I wish I hadn't missed. Because, you know, you're holding the camera. Sometimes you're talking to people at the same time you're filming and trying to point the camera at the right place and all that good stuff. Sometimes you don't see what you're flipping through. So I'll be editing these videos or reviewing the footage and be like, holy cow, I passed over a copy of whatever. That's a bummer. But it's also a good excuse to go back. You know, I always want to go back. This is a really cool story of Star Wars record. Awesome, awesome stuff. Price-wise, I would say overall, the prices were very reasonable. There were some titles of like used records that I thought maybe priced a bit high, but there was more than that I thought were priced beyond reasonable. So I think on average, everything that I bought, everything that I saw, I would say overall on average was a very, very good value. It's not a huge secret that in the world of selling records, that there is the most money to be had in selling rock and roll records. It's just the way it is. So to have a shop that contains rock and roll, obviously, because there's a lot of people who love it, but also contains the Barbra Streisand, the Andy Williams, and they're not in the dollar bin necessarily. They actually have them categorized, you know, placed with the appropriate genre. As you can see here, Christmas, I think speaks volumes again back to the management and the ownership, valuing all types of music, all types of customers, and, you know, making something for everybody available. I really appreciated that. Yes, I am going to buy this. Absolutely. That's a guaranteed. Again, stay tuned for the haul video. And there was so many cool things that were piquing my interest. It was overwhelming because I could very easily spend 8 hours in a place like this. But, you know, we are here to visit with family, and that's our priority. So, but I did want to make time to check out some shops and share them with you, and to hopefully give these guys some good publicity for viewers that are in the Houston area or are traveling to Houston to check these guys out. I am going to put their contact info down below. Wholehearted, you know, very enthusiastic thumbs up from me to go give these guys your business, because they do everything right. There was nothing I didn't like here. It was fantastic. It was a very nice environment. They were not blasting death metal when I was there. They were actually playing swing music, which is why I'm doing the voiceover, and even offered to turn the music off while I filmed, but absolutely not. I really try not to disrupt, you know, their business operations while I'm there. They had a couple of customers, and it was fun chatting with them as well, but very kind, very, very generous, and I would strongly recommend checking them out. I'll put all their stuff down below as well. Just good people, good atmosphere, a fun experience, and if I have the opportunity, I will be going back. How often do you see a Henry Winkler, aka the Fonz record? That's really cool. I saw some stuff here today that I didn't even know existed, which is, to me, that's great. I mean, how can you go wrong? They have a Glenn Miller section, okay? They have a Glenn Miller section, and of all of these, I think I have everything here or something very similar. It's getting hard to find titles in the Glenn Miller or Patsy Cline space that I don't already own. Usually I'm searching for variants upon variants. They had a couple of the complete Glenn Miller sets from the 70s. As you guys know, I love those, but I didn't end up snagging any Glenn Miller, amazingly. All right, and another Vlogtober video down and in the can. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, give us a thumbs up. But first, let's check out the haul video. What did I get? Well, I got a few things. Here is the first. This is the Music Machine. This is a sentimental purchase for me. I had this exact record as a kid. I remember being slightly terrified by the Miniature Man, but also kind of interested in this amazing machine. This is a Kids Christian album. And yeah, this was one of probably 6 albums I had as a kid. The artwork is still pretty interesting. The mushrooms growing out there. $8. I had come across this record, gosh, a couple of years ago now, and I passed up on it, and I regretted that. I was like, man, I should have got that, you know, sentimental reasons. Last time I found it, it was only like $1 or $2, so I definitely had to pay a little bit more, but it's in fantastic, fantastic condition. And let's take a look. It is a gatefold, I believe. Yep. Oh yeah, I remember it has this like comic book inside. This is so cool. The Music Machine, An Adventure in Agape Land. Did any of you guys have this? 1977, it looks like 1977. And this is just a very interesting album. I love that the book is included. These images are stored somewhere in my collective conscious. And yeah, look at that snail. It's kind of trippy in kind of a 60s, 70s sort of way. It's really, really cool. I remember this girl and her hair. That is so funny. Yeah, this is bizarre, but super cool to find this. So yeah, that was an easy choice for me. What else? Another copy of Patsy Cline's Greatest Hits. Yes, this is a version, that's right, I'm down to collecting versions now, of the Greatest Hits album featuring the original 1967 artwork. This is the 2002, I believe, edition. This is when they went and did the SACD version and did some fantastic remastering. By the way, if you have the 2016 LP version of this album, as do I, you will be able to enjoy that same mastering that was done for the SACD release as this one uses as well, which is actually superior to the 45 RPM dual disc set that was done recently, because they used a dub when they did the I think it was 2018. The 45 2-disc 12-inch LP version used a dub album reel, whereas this used original parts, because this is before, 2002 was before the 2008 fire, in which all of the originals were destroyed. So the 2002 remaster, of which this is, enjoys the higher quality sound. Little fun fact. So the cheap LP remastered edition of this that they did for the 2016 is actually superior than the 70 some odd dollar 45 RPM version that they did. So I picked this up, $5. I'd pay that all day for this. This is a specific version that I was looking for, again, featuring that 1967 artwork. And the next title is Bing Crosby's Merry Christmas. I don't think I already own this. I'm not 100% sure. $9.95 is probably the max I would have paid for this, unless it was an extremely rare variant. I don't think it is. It's a 10-inch record. I'm sure it's vinyl. This is, of course, the famous Bing Crosby album. A lot of folks think, oh, that's called White Christmas, but no, it's called Merry Christmas. And it also features the Andrews Sisters, whom Bing Crosby was known to sing with quite a bit. And you can see some songs on here that are Christmas themed, but are not from the White Christmas movie. This was, in fact, predating the movie. I don't know if you caught it on the other side. I think 51 on this. So this predates the Bing Crosby White Christmas movie by a couple of years. However, Bing Crosby did indeed sing White Christmas before the movie White Christmas. And indeed, on here, we've confirmed that there is a version of that on here as well. This will be still inevitably the 1947 version of White Christmas, not the 1942, I think it was either 42 or 43 version, the one that they had to destroy the master on because it was literally worn out from pressing so many copies, and there was a fire involved, and there's a whole, we've talked about this before. But anyway, it necessitated a completely different recording session. And the secondary version, the 1947 version, is the one that we mostly associate with Bing Crosby. Although the song was featured in the 1942 movie Holiday Inn as well. It is not shown in White Christmas for the first time. It had already been out quite some time before the 1950s classic White Christmas. But yeah, there's old Bing's floating head, and a very cool edition of this album. Could not pass this up. You guys know I'm a sucker for kids records. Jack and the Beanstalk, this is a typical Peter Pan record. I love these. The artwork alone is worth the price of admission. $2.95, you can't beat it. This is not a book and record like we've reviewed so many times. This is just a record. So this will be a story with music, I'm sure, but very cool to find these. 45 RPM, 7-inch record. And that is the haul. What would you have grabbed from that store? All right, my friends, and that is going to do it. This has been a lot of fun, this trip. We have found so many cool nooks and crannies, so many cool places to check out together. Hope you've been really enjoying it. We got more cool stuff coming your way, but that is going to do it for tonight, guys. Happy record hunting. We'll see you next time.